Hi to Ms. Gibson's class. It's Chris again from the Finlayson Field Center, and I hope you'll join me today again on another field trip. We went down to the river for a little bit last week, but I'd like to take you down there again and discuss one of the most interesting creatures we have here at Finlayson. So please join me. So I'm heading down the path. You can see it's a very snowy path right now, but you can see there's a very clear path here that goes down to the river. So here I go. I see a trail here. It looks like footprints leading down to the river. Let me take you this way. Now I'm calling this a river, but really this is a stream. Well, it's a creek, really. This is called Shaw's Creek. And there you see it. So this is a little small, what we call a tributary of the Credit River. And the Credit River is one you may have heard of before. It does flow through your community. As you look downstream, you may notice that the water is moving, sort of ripply, and you might be able to hear it. I'll get a little closer for you in a moment. What I am looking at right now, though, is a beaver dam. So this is a place where we know beavers have been very active. As I'm walking closer to the edge of the stream to get a better look at the dam, look what I found. Tracks, footprints, and look where it leads. So interesting. We have definitely found somebody's den. Double footprints. Let's see where these tracks go. I followed that trail and look where it came. Right to the river. And look where I'm standing. This is the beaver dam. You can hear the water flowing over it. You can see the water coming down. So beavers build a dam to stop the flow of water. So it's like putting a plug in a sink, and it stops the water from moving downstream so that upstream they create a pond. And then that's where the beavers will swim and build their home, their lodge. And I'd like to see if we can find their lodge as well. But maybe we can find some other signs that tell us the beaver has been here. Now, those footprints, well, it's certainly a sign of something. They maybe perhaps were too small to be a beaver, but maybe that's something you can do a little more research into to see if that could have been beaver footprints or trail, or if it's someone else's. Let's see if we can find some other signs of beavers. Here I go, heading down the trail. Oh, and look at what I've come to. There is a tree across the path. And if we look carefully, look at evidence of, yes, beavers. You can see the chew marks. They're tooth marks. And this tree, look, this was not a small tree. It's one with white bark. This is called a birch tree. And one, I think we talked about it, how it was used to make canoes. So see how the beavers chew? And then you can see the wood chips on the ground. And look at the size of those chips that they cut. They have They have sharp teeth, but not pointed, not like fangs. They're sharp for cutting. So you see, there's where the beaver chewed, right? That's a stump that's left. So again, not a small tree, but interesting. So you see how it cuts it sort of a cone shape, pointed, and then the tree falls down towards the river. And that makes it easier for the beavers to cut the branches to use to build their dam or their lodge and to eat. And they cut the branches and carry them into the water and store them underwater. So it's easy for them to find when they need it in the winter. I'm going to carry on up the path, and maybe as I go upstream, we'll be lucky enough to find more signs of the beavers. I'm standing on the trail, but I've just noticed, look, another trail that goes right down to the water. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Well, I followed the trail that leads right to the stream, to Shaw's Creek, and look, sure enough, that's a beaver stick. You can actually see where it has chewed the bark, and this is one here in the water as well. Several of them around here. So, they've certainly been busy at this entrance. I think I'll carry on. I'm still walking on the trail, and I'm noticing some other footprints. Looks like a dog, about the size of a medium-sized dog. My guess is coyote tracks. So I'm walking where coyotes were walking, maybe early this morning. Right now, I am standing opposite of what we believe is the beaver lodge. You can see that line in the distance. Let's see if I can point. See, right here? Up there is, well, this whole thing we believe is the beaver lodge. These beavers are called bank beavers. So they will build dams, but then the lodges they build are right on the side of the riverbank. And really, the entrance is usually under the water, and they make a hole in the side of the riverbank and go up and into that dome, that hill. I'm not sure if you can see that if I do that, but that's what we're looking at right there. Well, we've walked through the beaver's habitat, seen signs of them and evidence of them. How about we take a closer look at a beaver? This is a beaver. Its scientific name is Castor canadensis. This beaver is not alive. We found it dead on the banks of Shaw's Creek, so it is one of the beavers that was living here. We don't know why it died. It may have died of old age. It perhaps was not able to find enough food in the winter, or maybe had been injured. We're not certain. But when we found it, it had not started to decompose. So we collected it and we brought it into a taxidermist, who is a person who stuffs animals that had been living and makes them look the way they would have in real life. The fur of the beaver is real. Its tail and paws, ears, nose are real. The insides are cotton or wood that have been carved to the shape of a beaver. The eyes are made of glass. We have several stuffed animals here at Finlayson like this, and we have them so people can see these animals that they may not otherwise have a chance to up close and learn a little bit more about them.
We're very grateful to have them, and we always treat them with great respect, even though they are no longer alive. So let's take a look at some of the things that make beaver so unique. First of all, you'll notice its fur. They have two kinds of fur. An outer fur that's quite coarse and rough, and then if we look underneath, they have a really soft, dense fur underneath. So the inner fur keeps them warm, that's the undercoat, and the outer fur keeps them dry. Of course, the beaver is known for its big flat tail. This tail is used for many different things. It does not use its tail to pick mud up and put on its dam or lodge. Really, its tail has mostly fat in it, and helps the beaver to survive in the winter. The fat stores. It uses it as a stool. It will slap it on the water when it's frightened, as warning to the other beavers. Its feet, its back paws, are webbed. And if you look, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on this one, maybe here. You can see it looks like it has two nails, like its nail is split in two. That's because it uses that nail as a comb to brush its fur and to brush oil through its fur to help with its waterproofing. You see their front paws are quite small, but you see 5 fingers, like we humans, and they use those for carrying mud and packing mud into their dam and sticks and so on. Notice their small eyes, small ears, flat nose. What's really interesting is that they have skin that plugs their ears, covers their eyes, and plugs their nose. So when they go underwater, it's like they're wearing goggles and earplugs and nose plugs. And now let's take a look at their teeth. Look at those teeth. Aren't they beautiful? They are orange. That is what color beaver teeth are. So anytime you see advertisements or anything about beavers and their teeth are white, that is not correct. They have orange because of an element, a mineral that's in their teeth, iron. You'll notice the front teeth go over top of the bottom teeth. Beavers' teeth continually grow like our fingernails. So they have to chew wood not only for eating and building their homes, but also so that they can keep their teeth short. It wears their teeth down so that they can open and close their mouths and won't starve to death. So that's just some of the characteristics of a beaver that makes them so successful in their habitat. Thanks for joining me today again, everyone. Please remember, I am always open for questions, comments. I would love to have a discussion with you. And I hope you'll join me again next week when we go on a different adventure. Have a great week. Bye for now.